I don't even know. First of all, late to a game. Am I late to the game? Or have I been watching and doing some serious homework and listening here and there? I don't like to speak on things I don't know about. So am I late to the game? Or am I making sure that I'm well informed on a situation? Oh, mercy, they poked the dumb, but they don't poke the bear. They poked it, they poked it, they poked it. Number one, I didn't even know you existed. And I'm kind of embarrassed for the fact that you even thought I would. Number two, I'm not late to the game. I just haven't spoken about it. Because unless you're giving facts, and there's an awful lot of misinformation being given out, I don't, it's not late to the game. It's liking to know what you're talking about. Have some facts here. Just because you're from a place, and just because you know people involved in the case, doesn't mean you know what happened. If you have an emotional connection to this case or to these people, then you shouldn't be working this case. You should probably back up, because your emotions and your personal involvement are going to cloud your judgment. So don't sit there and judge me. Oh, because you're obsessed. You should get therapy. You talk about true crime. Honey, I'm an entire company. I run podcasts. I run my social media. I get paid. This is one of the many businesses I own, which is why I make sure on what I speak on before I speak on it. I like the credibility. I like people to know I'm honest and that I'm giving them everything that I can and that I know. I don't talk from emotion. I don't get involved with the players in the game. Then you should step back. I'm not the one who needs therapy. It looks like you are. It looks like you are too emotionally connected to this. People need to step back. Crime should be investigated from beginning to end, and that's what I like to do. Do I need therapy? No. Do I like to investigate these crimes and reinvestigate them? Yes. Do I make sure that I bring my followers whatever truths I can find and wholeheartedly what I do believe? Absolutely. That is the respect that I give my people. Do I allow people up on my panel to say what they feel? And absolutely, I do. So I'm sorry if my size offended you, or, if people, literally, I got secondhand embarrassed from that whole shit show. It was actually kind of funny.
It was embarrassing because you obviously know she didn't watch the entire thing, or she just likes to spread misinformation
It
about
was embarrassed
talking
because
about
she told
Kimmy
me
and
who she was, and
orgy,
I had no idea who she was.
right?
Like,
Obviously,
now I know you're alive. So there's that, I guess.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. You think because you can scream in a phone you're scary? Because I could do the same fucking thing. I
I was a little
mean,
scared, I'm not gonna lie.
you know, you know.
I was
So
a little
probably
scared.
no.
I'm just glad I don't live by that person because
But let me
that's crazy.
explain something. And that is a problem that I'm seeing in this case. Number one, y'all, I thought Brad Bradley, I thought Gypsy Rose, I thought that shit was messy. It's not even just messy, it's interference for real. People are too involved with this family. They're from there. It's people like that are personal, close to the case, close to the places. It's just, people are getting far too involved in the personal aspects of everything. It's cloud your judgment. You cannot sit there. And again, who is this about? Are we really trying to find justice for what happened to Rebecca Park? Are we really trying to find the missing baby? Or are we just here trying to clear our friends' names because we like somebody and know them in real life? Or because
Oh,
we're from, like,
yeah. Seems like
I'm
there's a
from
lot of
Brooklyn.
people
So
taking
don't be
this.
like, everybody arrested in Brooklyn, that's my friend. No, 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 no. Like, it's getting wild and it's getting messy. And everyone, it just looks like you're all giving out a bunch of misinformation, which you are. I have been sitting in these lives, and I have seen a lot of really good creators try. All right, and there are a lot of decent ones. I'm not going to say all of them because that would be a lie. There are a lot of decent ones that are on here really trying to give the information and give educated opinions and everything like that. But then you got these people. It's just becoming so messy. Stop getting involved. If you're involved with the people, you need to take a step back. If you have a personal relationship to this case, this is wild and it's not okay. You need to take a step back because it's clouding your judgment. We're sitting here defending Kimmy, who's been arrested and obviously is guilty of something. If she sat there, and again, I can't say this fact because I don't know what the hell she said, but what I'm hearing that she said and what I've heard on lives, that she knows what happened and that she was there and that the baby, y'all, for real, then she's guilty. I'm sorry if that offends somebody. I personally believe, again, I can only tell you why I believe things. I'm not going to say this is fact. I'm going to tell you what I believe, and I have the right to believe whatever the hell I want. I always tell my followers what I believe and why I believe it, and I always tell them, don't believe me, do your own homework. So for people sitting there saying that I put out misinformation, I tell my followers not even to listen to me, to make sure you do your own homework when you come up with what you're going to believe and how you're going to address a case. It is that not true? Please put a one in the chat. If you've been with me, you know that that's what I do. I don't even have them believe me. So for you to sit there and say that I'm forcing misinformation and I'm putting misinformation out there and I'm telling people this and I'm telling people that, you obviously are the one who doesn't do your homework, baby. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, she gave a lot of misinformation when she started attacking you about things that were done in the live. And she's like, oh, I've got all this. And I've seen her do this to other creators. And I'm like, what's your end goal? Are you focused more on what other creators are saying? Or do you want to use your page and your voice and block the fucking noise and take a look at this case? Because obviously we don't know everything until court and until all of it is out there.
So much trial. And let me tell you something. When I go through true crime cases, I do it because I'm intrigued. I do it because they're interesting. And I'm not sitting here trying to be law enforcement. I'm not trying to sit here and solve the case and be the ultimate winner. I did it! I found out. I'm not trying to be that person. I'm not trying to be a journalist. I am here on TikTok talking, having a conversation. I am trying to be whatever it is y'all are trying to be. I ain't sitting here trying to solve a case. I'll leave that for the FBI and law enforcement. It ain't my job. I'm sitting here talking about what I think about a case. I don't sit there to pretend to be something I'm not. It's a conversation.
That's a great point, Kiki. You see Kiki's comment in the chat? I left the Jip verse because of this, but this case might be worse, laughing my ass off. No, for real, it's way more ghetto. It's way more ghetto.
Yeah.
It's just the most wild thing. And be very careful before you come at somebody and know what you're talking about. Because if you know me, then you know I'm not the one. I don't take threats. Don't sit there and talk and yell into a camera because I can do the same fucking thing. I don't go after creators. I have no reason to. I speak about what I see in general in the community. But don't come at me and think you're cute, because you're not cute. In fact, it made you look like a fool. I got secondhand embarrassment for you. And you're sitting there. If people come up on this panel and give their perspective about how they knew Rebecca, what they knew about Rebecca, I'm asking the questions, they're answering them. People take the information with a grain of salt, which is what I've told everybody. Never stated it was the truth. I never stated what anybody said was fact. In fact, I said the complete opposite. I can't vet her or her information or her perspective. Take it with a grain of salt.
No, her feelings got hurt because she got muted. That because she wants to be the voice and going, oh, I'm from Michigan and it's basically giving, I own it. Bitch, you don't own shit. You don't own anything. You live in Alaska, you're from Michigan. That'd be like me saying, I own all the Ted Bundy case because I'm from
Virginia.
Tacoma, Washington. Fuck
Those
off.
cases? I'm from Virginia. I know what Brad Bradley's doing right now. It's like, make it make sense, dude. Make it make sense. It's the fucking egos. It's the, if you are personally connected to this, it's wild. The fact that you're all sitting there and, listen, I'm not one to call out names, but if you know where I was last night, you know where I was last night. To sit there and listen to people telling people that they're talking to people on the phone at the prison system, and she said this, and I literally sat there and was like, wait, so she had a seizure in the living room. You're saying that they delivered the baby in the living room. We're talking about drooling. We're ripping out carpets. What the hell? That is nothing but a bunch of misinformation that's nowhere to be seen. And y'all are running with it, and y'all are believing with it, and then at the same time trying to be the police, telling me that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I know the facts. I spit the facts out. There's like 5 of them. It's the lack of professionalism. It's the ghetto, which, don't come at me ghetto, because I'll meet you where you're at, first of all. If you know me, you know me. You don't want to go there. You don't scare me. Nobody puts fear into Ivoryroseknows. Just saying. You can't hurt me online. You can't do any worse than what's already been done to me, so have at it. I mean, you ain't the first, you ain't the best, you definitely ain't going to be the last. So go for it. Dig in. Ain't nothing there. What did you say? I was on rugs? Listen, I get loopy off Tylenol, but again, check with everybody in the Jip verse and the Bradley verse. They all been there. They can all give you my record. It doesn't exist. So, no, I'm not really a rug addict, although you might want to go and piss in a bottle. So yeah, for real. Listen. Don't embarrass yourself, because that's what you're doing. No, I don't need therapy. I don't just sit here. This is a business of mine. And to go live is a joy. And it's something I do with my followers, my friends, and we chit chat and we talk. I like to interview. I like to ask questions. I like to get answers. Not all of it's true. I don't claim that everything that happens in my life is true. But I also
multiple times yesterday.
my followers and my audience and my friends walk away from my live. They know the difference between what is fact and what is our opinion and speculation. That is a respect I give my followers. I don't sit up here and bullshit. I like to have organization. I like to be truthful and real, and I like to give everybody a chance to speak, regardless of who you are, where you're from, whose live you're in. I don't give a crap about whether or not I like you. Everybody's always allowed on my panel. People don't get blocked. And if you get muted, it's very rare, but it happens because you said something wrong. Now, I don't know why she was muted in the live yesterday, but I assume it's because she said something wrong. I have very few trusted mods. I don't personally mute anybody. I don't do any of it. I don't. I'm not in my chat with them. My mods are in my chat with them. My people, my friends, they're all having the conversation in there. Followers will let them know if they see something that they don't like, they're getting offended, somebody's speaking out of tune, and then people, I don't control my chat. My chat controls themselves. We keep it respectful here. But before you come at somebody, like everything else, you should probably do your homework. I don't take too kindly to threats. I will always meet you where you're at. So there's that. Anyway, and again, I just found out you're alive. So the fact that I think it's cute that you even thought I knew you existed, that was cute. So yeah. Anyway, let me fix my bra, 'cause my bra straps hiding. Anyway, let's get back to, guys, yeah, I just had a run-in and just watched the most embarrassing display of, I don't even know what. Accidentally went into someone's live and was just sitting there listening and didn't know the person even existed, was just going through lives, and apparently people know me. And I don't even, again, they know me and have an awful not on me, and I don't even know they're alive. I feel like that happens an awful lot in my world. Kiki, you're so funny. And again, oh, you're late to the case because listen, I don't try to ever in an active investigation. I didn't with Emmanuel Harrow. I don't insert myself into active investigations. I sit there, I ask questions, but I ain't playing with police. I ain't playing with that nonsense. I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Let's be real. Am I going to solve the case? What am I, Inspector Gadget? No, probably not. I'm intrigued. I ask the questions. I like to try and figure out what happened before the cops do. That'd be nice, but I'm not going to sit there and take a cop's job. Everybody, it seems, and again, you think I'm late to the party, but I wasn't. I was watching behind the scenes the whole time. I just don't like to speak about things I can't intelligently speak on. Without facts, you can't intelligently speak on anything, and that's what a lot of creators are lacking is facts. So that's the problem. All right, I watched this entire thing go down. We've been personally having discussions about it on the side, just not in the camera. I haven't done videos, but it doesn't mean I don't know and I haven't been watching. I'm not trying. Everyone sat there, and I get people wanted the police to become involved, and let's find Rebecca. I get that. Now the police are involved. People let them do their job. Let's be true crime content creators. Let's do commentary. We sit there, we chat it up. We are not the police. That's how I like to handle it. I am not the police. I'm not trying to be. If I wanted to be a cop or a detective, I'd go to school. I'd become a
Well,
detective.
what it's starting to look like is a pissing contest of, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, and then everything's wrong, or it's just all speculation, which fine, go ahead and speculate, give your theory, give your idea. Don't attack people because you don't like the way that they hold their life and you got muted and you have no self-control over your emotions, so you have a panic attack and freak out because I don't know what's wrong with your life, but maybe you need therapy instead of telling people that they need therapy, and maybe medication too. Since you work in the medical field, I would hope that you have a little bit more composure at work dealing with patients than you do on the internet.
She said, "Here's your inhaler, you fucking bitch."
You what? Listen, we can get out a little out of line here every once in a while. But let me tell you something. All right. Number one, you want me to be completely honest because I like to give my people honesty and transparency. Ivory goes to therapy because I like to make sure I ain't hurt nobody when I get pissed off. So I sure do make sure I can handle my behaviors and my aggression. And I absolutely do see a therapist for that. So just so you all are informed, I do have therapy. And that's why
I'm on a
everyone
mood stabilizer.
is alive and well.
I don't care.
I go to therapy to not react on my aggression. I'm just saying, there's that.
Kiki's right though. Kiki said at this point we all need therapy from this app. Like at this point, I think we should all collect compensation.
Dude, I have
Absolutely.
PTSD from this app.
Hello, right? Like where's the disability check coming from? I would like one. I'm disabled
It's
now because of you folks.
the embarrassing behavior of these people. Dude, it's true crime. Like, we're talking about a case. I mean, you all want to go over there and be detectives and insert yourselves and go for it. I ain't trying to show up to court. I ain't trying to get no subpoenas and charges and shit. Like, y'all can have that. I ain't messy like that. I like to have intelligent conversation, okay? I got 10 kids. They're young. I want to have intelligent conversation and I come here to find it. Unfortunately, the intelligence is lacking somewhere in some places.
I think my 3-year-old and 1-year-old have a little bit more tact than what I've seen this morning
See,
because I
like
saw a tantrum.
it's like and you know what though? Like my whole thing for talking about people putting up misinformation is not I don't give a crap. If I don't like a creator, I just don't watch them. Right? Like it's not even a big deal. I'll block. Like I couldn't care. I'm not trying to get into fights with creators. Like, listen, been there, done that, won that. So you know what I mean? Like I'm not even trying to go there. But my whole thing is just make sure if you're going to be a credible trying to be a credible podcast or trying to be a credible source and speak credibly about a case, make sure then if you're going to consider yourself not T and you're giving information, make sure you're giving the correct information. Otherwise, just be a T page and chat. Because if you call yourself a source of information, then that's what you're obligated to make sure it's correct to the best of your ability.
And the
What it is.
thing is you can go ahead and read what's been, reported by the sheriffs and everything. But then when you intermingle it with everybody else is wrong and this is why, because you come from the area and somebody's a victim. No, the only victim is Rebecca and that baby currently. I don't get nobody like sorry. I'm sorry, but you're an adult. You're obviously held on $750,000 bond for a reason. If you were that sad, then why did you go bowling? Why are you all on TikTok going on panels pointing fingers, you and your
You
bio
did not
mom?
report a crime because you were scared. You are still guilty. You allowed someone to be killed, and you did not report it. I don't care what your reasoning is. The facts are the facts. If you watched it, if you knew, if you did not do anything about it, you are guilty. I'm sorry that people are friends with Kimmy. I'm sorry people are personal friends. And this is why I hate getting involved with families and like, listen, that's just wild, okay? I'm sorry if it offends you that because you're involved and you're friends with them. That's when you need to step back because you're too personally involved in this situation then. That's what the problem is. If you're friends with Kimmy and therefore you want her to be innocent, and so you're trying to justify her what she did and how it was wrong, and you're trying to justify that behavior, does nobody else see a problem with that?
Are they justifying, it makes you wonder, are they justifying PDFs?
Let me tell y'all,
I'm not
if
saying
you're
Kimmy is,
if
I'm
yeah,
saying, you know,
I'm not gonna enable my friend's criminal behavior, okay? If you come to me and you tell me that you have made someone exit this earth, someone else is gonna know aside from me. I'm not gonna keep that to myself. If you're, harming children, I'm not gonna be the fuck around you. Period. So
No.
there's a lot of weirdos out there that have been enabling this culture, this lifestyle for generations. And the time to
Listen,
stop is now. Like, let's air it all out and start the healing process for people.
and
I'm
it's, that town, she was saying, oh, you guys attack police or something. And I'm like, what's your, nobody attacked the police. Nobody talked about a ORGY that Kimmy had that she said. Nobody. I can pull up that live. I have the
did I
recording,
say something about
and
an
maybe you
orgy?
should rewatch it. Yeah.
No, I asked, was there like group things happening? I asked that, but it was a question.
Well,
I'm not,
that's a legitimate question though. They all slept
you
with each
know,
other.
they're all living on the same compound together. They've all slept with each other. That's a legitimate question. Is
That's
it
a
happening as a
legitimate
group?
question. Just because you took offense to it doesn't mean, I mean, there's a reason why it was asked. It fits into the scenario. That is a normal question for this situation. That's not rude. I'm sorry if it was offensive, but it was a valid question. Like, I mean, they all slept with each other at some point in time. Like,
And then you're in, you're going to get in trouble because you're messing up the case. I think that's what she said, I believe.
What?
And I'm like,
wait,
what?
wait,
What are you doing?
I'm gonna get in trouble because I'm messing up the case. Somebody tell me how.
Girl, you just dipped your little pinky toe in. You said, they done put the blame on you.
Oh, I messed up the. Why? Because I asked her friend about her family and how long she knew her mother. I mean, guys, I can't. It's the lack of common sense.
Exactly,
I,
Dreamer. Keep it in the family. You see it.
first of all, I literally stated that there's only 5 facts in the case. I'm the only one stating the actual facts, all 5 of them. Sit there and we, I mean, we didn't even talk about a crime happening yesterday. Do you guys realize that? We didn't even sit there and speculate on who did she drag her body? Was the baby ripped out? There was no speculation about even the crime happening or
Nope.
how it could have been, or literally it was just questions about when did they meet their mother, like when did they come in contact? Who knows who? This one was sleeping with this one. Like we weren't even speculating about the crime itself. So who's impeding on an investigation? Me. Come on, make it make sense. If you can just not like me and block me. To sit there and make up lies that you can't even back up. Just don't like me and block me. It's actually quite simple. The
Like the
block button
important
for anything you
part,
want.
if anything, if we're going to talk about it, that's not
Yeah,
impeding, is the family dynamic and a
we
theory
didn't
that
even
we've
talk about
all
the
said it
crime.
was alleged. This is theories, they're not proven fact, and they're opinions. And you stated several times, I'm not saying she's telling the truth. I don't
I
know.
can't get what somebody else's perspective is on a relationship. I mean, how do I prove how can I prove what Little Bit was saying? I asked her questions and she answered them from her perspective. Is she lying? And I said it right too a little bit. I don't know if you're making this up. Everybody take it with a grain of salt. And I was honest with her and she was respectable about it. Like she understood where I was coming from. Like I get it. She was very nice about it. Like, but I can't, you know what I mean? If I'm sitting here asking her questions, she has the choice to lie or not. And it's up to you whether or not you think she is or not. Like to each his own on how they take something. You know what I mean? Dude, did I sit there and say, like, she swore on a stack of Bibles, guys, everything this girl is saying is absolutely fact? No, what?
Well, you put so many disclaimers in there.
Right? Like, literally, I'm gonna put a big sticker here. Like, I don't even know. It's the most wild crap I've ever seen. And just sit there and just make it this. I'm embarrassed. I'm actually embarrassed. I kind of feel bad for her. That spectacle she made of herself just was kind of sad.
Well, you want to represent that area in Michigan, you're doing a really horrible job at it because you're
I
making
think
it
she
look
wasn't
worse.
telling the whole
That made it
truth.
look 10 times worse. Those
Little
outbursts
bit.
that she's having with
Wait, is
other
that the same
creators.
little bit from yesterday?
In here? No, that's not the same profile picture.
Little
And
bit,
it
but
was
not the same little
LIL
bit.
bit.
Oh, because I'm like, little bit is telling me she doesn't think she's telling the truth.
You're like, hold up.
I'm like, wait, you could have just told me you were lying then. Okay, I got you. You know, again, you don't know if she was telling the truth. Maybe she was telling the truth to the best of her knowledge or what she remembered. Or, I'm not going to sit there and call the girl a liar. I have nothing to back it up. It's really just how you take it. This girl said, I don't think she was telling the truth. Some people may believe her. I can't tell you what to believe. Um, my son was in Navy boot camp with your son. Really, little bit? Aw, that's awesome. Um, but like I can't tell you guys to believe her, to not believe her. I can't tell you that she's telling you the truth. You guys have that's something you guys have to come up with on your own, and I tell you that all the time. You know what I mean? Like I don't really listen. I watch these lives, I listen to them. Um, a lot of them I don't stay in for very long because I'm more of an organized thinker, and so I like to ask questions and have them answered. Oh, Robin, bruh, that's who you are. Okay. All right, Robin. I got you. You changed your name. Hey, Coco. You know what I mean? But like, I can't tell you whether people are lying. You got to take what you gather from, if I'm talking to somebody, or you got to take it how you want to take it. I can't force somebody to tell the truth. I can't tell you to believe them, and I never would. I don't know that if I thought everything she's saying was the truth, or maybe she was trying to, not say a whole truth because she was trying to protect the image of her friend. You don't know. You know what I mean? But again, take what you will from the conversation, walk away taking nothing. Either way, it was a conversation that we had. I'm not telling anybody to sit there and make it, it was a conversation. And I take a lot of people up on my panel and talk. So I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense. And on here, we actually get to ask them personally. Exactly. And that's another thing. I don't always have all the questions. I don't always know what you guys are thinking that you guys want to ask. Yeah, absolutely. People have the right to come up here and ask questions, and you know what I mean? And that's how it should be. But tell me again how I'm hindering an investigation because of that? Or are you just upset because I'm calling people out because they're acting messy as hell?
Yeah.
And
People false information. And again, I didn't name any names, so if you took that personally, that's a problem that you're having.
it's the gatekeeping for
That's
me.
not
Like,
me.
what's your point then? What are you trying to do? It's on the
I'm
internet.
from Michigan. You don't know nothing. Oh, shoot.
It's on the internet. Deal with it. We're all going to talk about it. Get over it and move on with your life.
That's what I'm saying.
Noticed in
Thank
the
you, thank you,
chat
thank you
last
for
night,
that.
and she felt like she wasn't getting noticed by you, and that was what the whole ordeal was. Thank you for the roses.
Let me tell you, I can't stand a big live. It aggravates me for that reason. People hop in there, they get messy. I like to keep them small and compact anyway. Y'all know that. But to sit there and act like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, like, go hold a lie. Like, what the hell were you in my life for if you didn't want to be in here and you thought that I was, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh well,
and
she
that's
left
probably what got her
immediately.
muted. If you were trying to say something nasty, I'm sure people were muting you. You
She left
know?
immediately, and she went to Trust in God's Live where she's a moderator. So I was like, okay, that tracks. Like it all, I get it now.
I don't even know who the other one is. Like, who is that?
Who is who? Trust in
Trust
God.
God.
That is Brendan.
Like, am
He
I
used to be
supposed to know these
Rebecca's
people? These
sister's
people offended
boyfriend.
because I don't know them.
Huh?
Are these people offended because I don't know them? Like, I don't even know. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
know.
Like,
Yeah. So Trust in God dated Kimmy.
oh,
Yes, and he's the one that took Kimmy out to the bowling alley like days after she reported Rebecca missing. And he's also the one who, I guess, his sister's kids live in his basement, and he's like not allowed to be around them or something weird. So when I went and seen that she was a moderator over there after she just crashed out in your chat, I was like, oh okay,
so these people have a personal involvement with the family and then they're getting butt
that's my
hurt because
understanding of it.
I said she was guilty. I think Kimmy's guilty of something. I think that, the trying to justify what she did is horrible. And that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Nobody has to believe me or agree with me. I'm not offended when people don't agree with me. It's my honest opinion. Shimmering wants to come up here.
Shimmering.
Sorry about the baby chicks in the background, but I just wanted to
Aw,
say,
they're so cute.
thank you. I am a local, and I am so sorry that you guys got drug into this. This case is very emotional for a lot of people. A lot of people got too close, too deep. Um, and I mean, from a local, I mean, I'm 35 minutes from Cadillac, but which is in Wexford County. It's shaken our whole state, and it's traumatizing for everybody. I mean, these are our neighbors, our people. Cadillac's our backyard, you know, and
Completely
it
understand
just
that.
really sucks. And like I said, there's a lot of emotions, and then these people lied, and there was so many stories, and then you know how media is, they take it and they run with it. And then now other people like yourself that are very large in certain social media areas are, viewing this case and getting drug into it and asking, to be a voice for these locals and other people. And unfortunately, a lot of things, people are so heated and emotionally invested that a lot of people are instant defense, and it just really sucks. And from a local, I apologize, that you guys are drug into this, and I really hope that you guys do follow the case and show the case, get some spotlight on Rebecca and to bring this baby home, because ultimately that's what we want. We want to be able to find this baby. We want her to come, or him to come home. We already, found Becca, and the family does get to lay her to rest, the adoptive family. Um,
Yeah.
and that's ultimately just what we want. And now we just want to find the baby, and we've prepared for the worst, but we are still hoping that this baby is alive and we can bring him home. So I just wanted to jump up and say that. And the whole town isn't bad. Just any place you go, you've got your good, you've got your bad, and you got the people that kind of stay on the sidelines and stay quiet, and stay out of it. And it just, like I said, emotionally invested, a lot of people, and it's just stress. I mean, this case, I guarantee half the world hasn't slept. I know I've barely slept. I mean, it hit hard. It's a very, very heavy case. And that's all I wanted to say. And again, thank you, ladies, and I'm sorry.
No, when it hits close to home, you're absolutely right. But I think at that point, if you're that emotionally involved, I think that's when people need to take a step back. You know,
Yeah,
it's
for
one
sure.
thing to do a
Yeah,
video for
and
to attack,
nobody's saying
something
Cadillac, the
to a
whole town
situation
is horrible.
too emotionally. I think that's when it becomes dangerous for both the investigation, possibly finding the baby, and you know what I mean, covering up crimes and all that. I think if you're that emotionally invested, that's where it becomes a little bit dangerous. Then you need to take a step back, take a breath.
Right. And I was not accusing anybody of saying the whole town is bad. I know you guys aren't. I was just, I just felt the need to throw that in there just because
No, that was the other person that was stating,
I
"Oh, you
missed
guys are
everything
giving
that
a..."
happened before. I only seen what happened last night, and I
Yeah.
seen that you were on today, so I just wanted to jump on it.
No,
Oh
you
yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for what you're going through in your community too. I know you just dropped down, but I just wanted to say that to you that I know that this is heavy for the local community, and I'm just sorry for what you guys are going through. And if anyone, can give suggestions, if there's ways that people can help, maybe if there's any organizations in your community that do good for the community that people might want to support, I think that that's a good way to make a positive difference.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of ways that somebody can make a difference. You know what I mean? Again, like you said, bringing light to the situation. Listen, I'm not trying to be oh, I need to talk about this case. I need to cover this cat. First of all, I've got lots of cases going right now. I'm into a lot of things. Um, but again, anybody, any creator, big, small, medium, who can bring light to this situation, the more light that's brought into it, you know what I mean, the better off. You may find somebody who knows something, get the attention of somebody who may not realize they know something. I always think awareness and putting these cases and information out there is always a good thing, regardless of what you think about it, regardless of what your perspective is on it. Just having the information and the name constantly out there gives it the publicity that it needs, and these cases need a lot of publicity. Nobody's fighting to be top dog. Y'all can have it. I wave my white flag. I'm going to continue discussing this case. I'm going to continue discussing the facts. I'm not trying to be top dog in the Rebecca Parks case. Y'all can have it. You want to be emotionally involved and think that you're not harming an investigation with that, go for it. If you're involved with the family and you think that your personal involvement in trying to defend and justify somebody's actions, is helping the case, you do you. You do you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue stating my opinions. I'm going to, if people want to come up here and they know her and they don't mind being asked questions, I have questions. There's nothing wrong with questions. There's nothing wrong with answers. I'm going to continue doing me, doing my thing, and y'all can do you. I have a block button. You do too. I'm not about to get into creator war because been there, done it, and won them. So I'm not playing this game. Y'all can have it. I wave the white flag. Y'all want credit. Make sure that Fox News gets you. Make sure Nightline gets you. I have turned down more interviews than I can even imagine. It's not my thing. So y'all can have it. You want the credit, take it. Ivy Rose ain't looking for credit. I'm looking to have a discussion about true crime. That's what I do here. I ain't looking to impress you. I ain't looking to give false information because giving out false information does nothing for me, Rebecca, that baby, or the case. So, and I'm not trying to defend anybody who's involved in the case because I personally think they're all guilty. So that's my stance on everything. That's how
Preach,
I'm.
girl, preach.
You don't like it? Again, there's a block button. The second you want to start calling out people's names, I can assure you I can play that game too. Don't make me play your game. Be careful that somebody who plays a game doesn't play better than you. I've said it before. I've done it. I don't want to go there. Don't make me go there. Let it go. You do your investigating. Go to detective school. Be Inspector Gadget. I'm going to sit here
And
and do my
yeah, and I think like show the case some respect. Be cordial. If you don't like somebody, like you said, block them. Be cordial. You don't have to attack people. If you want to show dignity to the victims and you want to show dignity to that town, then represent it respectfully. If you cannot do that, then don't expect
Yeah, that's
people
real.
to listen to what you have to say, because they're not going to. They're going to tune out. And with you attacking, there, it just shows character. And if you continue, that just shows who you are. If you go on a rampage after this, which you probably will, it shows exactly who you are, which is mentally and emotionally immature, that has no tact, and you're representing that area
Yeah, she's speaking for the
poorly.
people of Cadillac. Like, what? Girl, like, no, you're doing too much.
Are you saying me speaking? I mean,
No,
I
no,
could
no, no,
probably
no,
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 answer a couple
no, no,
questions.
no, 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 no.
No,
Oh, okay.
oh,
I was gonna
no.
say I might be able to
absolutely not.
answer a few
No,
questions.
no,
I mean, I'm not gonna.
no.
If you
This
have
was
questions, I could probably answer some, but I only know I know very little. I do know what we've debunked and what we have found. I work closely with, or I've been working with Allie quite a bit. Her and I both are boots on ground. Um, there is another girl, Jax. She was boots on ground. She's great too. So I mean, I could possibly answer some questions, but obviously things I don't know for a fact, I'm not gonna
not you.
verify. You know.
No,
Right.
you're
Oh,
I think
okay.
representing
you
your
know
town
what
great.
I think people don't realize. Now I know who I have heard of Jax. I haven't really seen her. I've heard of her. I've heard people speaking about her. I don't think I've ever seen her page or watch heard her talk, but I know of her. I think more people think I know who they are in this game than I've watched a few of the creators that handle their chat really well and handle their information really well. So only like 3 or 4 have I really watched and gotten some information. The rest of these people I know of names, but I don't even know them. You know what I mean? So like when you mentioned Jax, while I know of her, I don't know her. Does that make sense? I wouldn't even know where to find her, to be honest.
Yeah, that does. It makes perfect sense. I mean, honestly, a lot of us, I mean, we had TikTok and stuff, but we got on for like the FYPs, and we didn't. I mean, I followed true crime podcasts, but we weren't active.
Right.
But Jax, I mean, she may have been active, but Jax, she's done a lot of heading search parties. I mean, everyone kind of played their role. Jax was, big searching. Allie did the pressure and the protesting. I mean, there's a lot of players in here that were so detrimental to this case, that were very, very much so needed and are very greatly appreciated. And Jax, she is Jax S, I believe, is her name. She might have turned it to Jackie S.
I
Like,
follow her. I'll send you her page, Ivory, so you can follow her.
and then
Yeah.
Allie is for Allie. And then she just switched it to, I think.
I watch her. I've seen
Okay,
her.
okay.
I've been in hers. Um, and again, I think that I don't want people to think that these people shouldn't get credit, or like I think what these ladies have done is phenomenal. I don't want people to mistake what I'm saying. I absolutely believe that these people played an important role in all of this and really got the fire going, really got the investigation going, really got law enforcement, to on their toes and to do their things. And like you said, they've been boots on the ground, they've been searching. I don't ever want to take that credit away from everybody. So if people think that that's what I'm doing, that's not at all what I'm saying. They deserve all of the credit, and you know what I mean, and all of the spotlight for that, and they absolutely have been doing the work. So I don't want people to think when I say, people are trying to take that's what I'm meaning. Not at all. I think that when it comes to more the lack of, like, not the people necessarily on the ground there, but a lot of the creators who just have an obligation to control the information, I think that's where I think my issue is. You have an obligation to control the information if you're going to be a source.
I do believe that as well. I know that, that Jax and Allie, they're definitely not in it for anything besides to find Rebecca,
Right.
myself included, and we have taken a step back, once MSP came in, and, after, I mean, Jax headed the search parties. I was out there searching myself. I didn't make it the day that, they found her, but once they found her, we all were like, okay, You know, that's what we wanted. We wanted her to light. You guys can do, you guys, here's, you know, you can collect your evidence. You can find out what happened to her. You can help find potentially what may have happened to the baby, whether it was vaginal or in the cut was just because to distract people, or if they did try a at-home C-section. You know, we don't know these things, and we're all waiting for the official autopsy to come back. And I mean, there is a large group of us that are literally, and I'm not saying that the bigger creators are not in it for the baby. Do not get me wrong. Please don't put words in my mouth. They are. But I don't really focus on them very much. I don't really, you know, we more focus on the ones that are here in person and, you know, in the courtrooms, on the ground, in the community. And like I said, we really are just waiting ultimately for that autopsy to come back, because if the baby was a vaginal, you know, or whatever, if there is, we're waiting for them to give us direction on where to search.
What we need to know to figure out where that baby is, correct?
Yes, we stepped back. We have stepped back. And I know a lot of people have been like, well, why aren't you guys out boots on the ground? We have about a foot of snow, and then there's about 2 inches of ice underneath of it. And we don't want to impede the investigation. We don't want to trample potential crime scenes. We don't want to be in the police's way. We want them to give us direction now, you know, and that's what we're waiting for. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why aren't you out there? I mean, we are in a sense, but the police also need to do their job, and we can't interrupt that.
Right. And then just giving honest, good information, that's just as helpful and just as equally, you know, that you guys are doing as well. Even though you're not physically out there, you know where to get the good information from. So.
Yeah, and I think it's okay, you know, to hold these lives. We like true crime. We, you know, want to find justice. I'm a mother of three. You know, we have loved ones. We, I couldn't imagine, you know, even in my area, I couldn't imagine. It breaks my heart to think of it. But it's okay to ask questions and not know everything too. You know, you how else are you going to learn and spread this if you want it spread so it gets some, you know, noise. I'm not talking to you, by the way. I'm just saying in general, you cannot start attacking people because they might misspeak, because there's a lot of, you know, rumors circulating and people involved. It's an onion. We all don't know. And it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to have people come up with their theories, and it's okay to not believe somebody or not agree. But it's never okay to be so disrespectful because somebody's new to the case, which you don't even know that person. And at the same time, you are spouting misinformation about a live that was held yesterday at the same time, and then blocking people when they need clarification or personally attacking them. That's not, you know, that's not going to solve or going to open up anybody's minds or want to be involved or listen when that type of behavior is displayed. This isn't new for Ivory. This isn't new for me. This isn't new for Pink. We've come on, we've been
I've done
through
that. Got the
people,
t-shirt.
and
Hello.
this you're minimal.
Got my badge.
Yeah,
Right?
it's so you're such a minimal person, and we all have the right to speak on it. Like I said, just because I'm from an area doesn't mean that I'm an expert on a crime, or it doesn't mean I'm going to excuse certain people, not the whole area's behavior because it looks bad. That
Not
might need
even.
to be opened up for a change with uh SOs in the area. Unfortunately, it's sad because I know everybody's not an SO, but there's an
Exactly what Hollow Mom said, though. Like, we've all been watching this for weeks, you know? We just didn't speak out loud about it until yesterday, and now it's a problem.
I think the whole, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think that the whole world needs to shed light on it. I don't care if there's 200 new creators that come up and say, hey, this is Rebecca Park and that baby's still missing. That's what we want. The more eyes, the better. The more people in this world out saying, hey, oh my gosh, you know what? You didn't have a baby 2 weeks ago. Where'd that baby come from? And even if it's not Rebecca Park's baby, there's thousands and thousands of babies out there, and they all need to be brought home. They all need to be found. And that's ultimately what we all want. And I don't know why there's so much negativity and hostility on the social media right now over Rebecca Parks. Like, this is just one case out of thousands and thousands.
Yep.
Everybody needs to put lights on this case. Everybody. I don't care if you make a TikTok or a Facebook or whatever all these other social platforms are. Do it today. Put her face out there. Get that baby home.
And
Please.
honestly, I know people are like, oh, well, this person talked already. The more questions you ask, it might remind somebody of something they may not have told police. You may refresh a memory of someone listening as a follower who may know something. Keep asking the questions. I don't care if Pink asked this person questions yesterday, Sam did today, and I will tomorrow. Keep asking the questions. Keep asking these people who are involved. You know what I mean? And you don't know. You can always help them remember something that they may not have known was important.
18 Lou.
One thing that we do, and normally it's late at night, a lot of us work daytime or do work night shift, we're night owls. We do get on live and we do go back through all old recordings and see, like, okay, Courtney's over here screaming, so that's where everybody's attention was. Now, what's all these whispers in the background? And we've been doing that and we've been going over it, and we do appreciate theories and we do appreciate, alleged, bring us in theories. Can we pick this apart? What did we hear today? Let's pick this apart. And okay, can we debunk it? Is it possible it's a fact? And that's a lot of what we've tried to do in Allie's group. And I know that Jax S went back through all of her videos from the search. I mean, she's got hundreds of videos and photos. She's done the same thing. And we collectively, that's a lot of what Allie's group does at nighttime. And there's been a lot of people that chime in, big creators, small creators. Like I said, people that just made an account yesterday are all chiming in because, like you said, ask the questions, because then we can be like, oh, you know what? Perfect example. Yesterday, I have a farm and I deal with farm meds all day, every day. Well, not all day, every day, but I have them on hand. You know what I mean? And not once did I think like, oh my goodness, I didn't think about Pitocin, and you can get Pitocin. I'm a farmer. I'm like, oh my goodness, why didn't I think about that? I felt like an idiot. But I mean, there's a lot of other people that are bringing theories out, that we can be like, wait, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hollow Mom just said Drama Talk has all the lives on YT. Shout out to her. So yes, guys, Drama Talk on YT.
Yes, she does. She's amazing.
Go back
Yeah,
out
go
and watch.
subscribe, you guys, if you haven't and want to refresh. You can. I think there is transcripts to fast forward if you wanted to
Yes.
information, which is nice to follow too.
She has a playlist. I believe it's Rebecca K. Park's playlist. And I think there's about 200 something videos on there, and most of them are half hour or longer. So good luck, but it's a lot.
But they're there
It
if
is a
you want
lot.
to refresh and look through them. And yeah, and again, it never hurts for somebody to go and look at something with a fresh set of eyes that
Yes,
maybe other
fresh
people
eyes.
don't see. So yeah, there's a Rebecca K. Park playlist. Can we go back to what was the major thing we took for last night's live?
The list. The snitch list.
The
And
list.
I know I've. Oh, sorry.
I don't listen. I don't really. That list doesn't really. I feel like that list. I get people are making a big deal out of it. People want it to be that list to me. Does it really play a part in much of anything? Does it like? Is it real? We can't validate it. Who's it from? Is it an actual jail list? Is it an actual snitch list? Is this some list that somebody made and just threw it up on the internet and is telling you all that that's where it's from? It's like, you know what I mean? If you can't validate it as the information, does it matter? Maybe it does. I don't know.
And real quick, Allie and Jax both are at the courthouse currently, waiting on arraignments. So I can potentially give you an update on that once she gets back. But I
Yeah,
do
and you
know that
guys.
she
Are
will
they
be live.
live right now?
She will be live, yes. Once she can't in the courthouse. What happened is she had to go and had to fill out the media forms, and I could be wrong, but I believe it was that there's only 2 media platforms that are allowed to be in there. We do have 2 local news anchors, so if they are there, I believe they'll have to rotate on who can be the official reporter. But Allie did put in the paperwork. Jax also submitted the paper. Allie put in the paperwork yesterday.
Way to
Jax submitted it
go,
today.
ladies. Like, I'm here for
So
that.
both of them should be able to represent as far as the media part goes. I can text you when Allie gets on live. I do know she does open up extra boxes if you would like to come in. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. I mean, you don't have to, but I was just saying if you wanted to, or if you guys just want to chime in the comments or whatever. She
I
does.
I
would
mean, I'll
love to
definitely share
watch
the live.
that.
I'll
I would
definitely
love
be there.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
I've
I
been
drop out of
following
yours, I'll be
Allie
going
and
over to
Jack.
hers.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't wait to see that and hear what
Is
they
she
have to
live
say.
now or not yet?
No, she's in the courthouse. You can't be live inside the courthouse.
They said
Okay,
in the
yeah.
chat, Tracy said Jax was approved. That is freaking amazing.
Awesome. I know she submitted her paperwork this morning. I didn't know if she had been approved yet. That's
I
awesome.
love
Awesome,
that.
awesome.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome. Yeah, definitely send it. I'll be there. We'll all be there. We can all go there
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
see what the update is. Yeah, that's pretty awesome though.
Man, I keep
Yes.
thinking about that baby, y'all. I hope there's an answer and an end to all of this soon.
You know, I know people were upset with me yesterday because I would love for that baby to be alive. And I'm hoping, listen, you know what I mean? I really hope that that baby is somewhere. Excuse me. But I don't know that I think that baby's still alive. Ooh, sorry, my throat. I still got strep.
Aw.
You know, I don't think that that baby's still alive in all of the conditions that I've heard so far. Um, but I'm still, there's always hope. You just never know. It's honestly, it's Christmas time. It's the season of miracles. You never know. I'm gonna put that out there into the universe.
That's kind of where we've sat. You know, we prepared ourselves for the worst because I mean, we don't know. I mean, the cops know so much more than we do, you know. But we've prepared for the worst, but we all ultimately hope for the best, you know. And like I said, there's thousands of babies out there, not just one. So
I know.
even
I
if, you
know.
know, the worst comes to worst with this baby, there is more. So it's
Yeah. It's so sad. It really is.
Shimmering, I want to thank you for all that you've done and coming up here too and shedding light and, being a great advocate for
Yeah.
Rebecca, the baby, and Cadillac. Um, you are exceptional, and
Yeah.
I agree. I hope that there is a Christmas miracle, and if not, I hope that baby is gets some dignity and found so he can rest peacefully.
Yeah.
this story has definitely hit a lot of people. Like I know Jax hasn't gotten any sleep. I don't think hardly at all. Allie hasn't. I mean, I keep saying those two because I mean, I've met them. I haven't worked as close with Jax by any means, but I did see her out there advocating. And I mean, there was more than just those two. There was a lot of people. But I mentioned those two because they are popular on this specific platform and they will get you live footage. And a lot of what they try to do isn't theory or the lies, because I mean, goodness gracious, in one 5-minute conversation with any of the individuals involved in the story changed 10 times. So I mean, and there's just so much misinformation out there, and I just want the town to have light on it. And I want you guys to be able to shine light on all of these cases. I mean, there's so many missing people just in Michigan. We were looking it up, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's bad. It's not good. But I mean, Michigan is a beautiful place, though. It really is. There's a lot of good that comes from here too,
I
though.
want to go to Lake Superior so bad. Not lying. I think it looks absolutely beautiful.
I'm in the
Lily
Lower
Rose,
Peninsula, but my friends go
Lily
up to the
Rose,
UP a lot. So
Lily Rose in the chat asked if somebody could put Allie's handle in there so she knows where to go when she goes live. And can we also put Jack's handle in the chat just so they have the information of where we'll be when they do go live?
Jax is Jax S, isn't it?
I believe Jax, she said, was Jax S.
And then
Allie, like,
Allie
there's
is
a four in her.
4LLIE,
Silly
I
people.
think, like that.
Yes, it is Jax S. JACK space S. And then
Abby.
Allie's is the number 4, LLIE.
Abby.
And then she also
I
put
know
on
you hear
there, I
me.
think you can look it up as Wexford County cases. I think she put the name on the TikTok.
What's going on?
I don't know. Jules, can you hear me?
Do you know that person, Ivory?
See, no.
No.
They were saying something in the chat, so I invited them up.
Can they hear?
Guess not. I
She
can
was just
just.
saying she was saying, Ivory, I know you hear me.
Hello?
We can't hear you.
Jules, are you speaking?
Do you want to go down and come back up?
It sounds like she's thumping on something.
Sounds like she's typing or
Are you
texting
doing
me.
Morse code, Jules?
She said, sorry, I'm having bad connection.
I'll take you down and then you can come request back up.
She said Morse code. That's so funny. At first, I heard her doing that, and I'm like, it sounds like typing, but
I didn't see what was her question. Was her question to me or?
she asked. I don't know what her question was, but she came up here, but she was having bad connection. We just heard the thumping. Jules, request again. Is it on TikTok? Are you talking about their handles? You're talking about Allie and Jackass? Yes. The lives will be on TikTok. They're still at the courthouse. We don't know much, Sandra.
Yeah, I'm wait.
Kimmy,
Allie will text me when she leaves the courthouse or when she walks out. So I'll be able to let you guys know when she walks out of the courthouse.
So
yeah,
did it start at
Kimmy and
10:30?
Rich. Oh,
Sorry.
Yes,
12:30.
there was she went in this morning for, I believe, Kimmy's arraignment. She went and sat this morning and then they left to come back for Courtney and Brad's, and I believe it started at 1. I know she went in there about 5 minutes before I jumped on your live.
Okay.
So it
And
shouldn't
for
be.
anybody wondering, like an update, Kimmy and Rich have a preliminary hearing on December 9th.
Yeah, they just get did they just get their public defenders that was pushed back their
Yes,
preliminary?
they got public defenders for that.
Stephanie in the chat said, "What court are we talking about?" We're talking about the court cases involving the family members of Rebecca K. Park, who was recently found deceased.
It's 84th District Court, Wexford County, Honorable Judge Higgins.
There you go.
And Lily Rose, Kimmy and Rich so far are charged with other crimes, but they're being held. Kimmy on $750,000 bond and Rich on $1 million bond, but the charges will probably update on December 9th. I don't know though. We don't know until that's
Yeah,
proven
that's just
fact.
mhm. Absolutely, Daria. And hey, Miss Moreland.
Oh, that's so nice.
So yeah, I'm waiting to see. I'm curious to see what these charges are going to be. I'm not going to lie. Um, I feel like with um, Kim and Rich's charges, and now they're just holding them on something to charge them with. I'm curious to see if these will be directly tied to Rebecca's situation or like a
Agreed.
homicide. So that's, I don't know. I feel like I need to know. I'm like waiting, like, come on, man. Like, let's go.
You know,
How long did it take last time though? I'm trying to think. It shouldn't be that long.
I don't think so.
I think everybody's been kind of like at the edge of their seat, like no sleep. I mean, I had trouble sleeping. I was up till 4:30 this morning, then back up at 8. I'm like, I think the whole world's like that right now with this case.
Yeah.
Me and my husband were up late last night too, watching some of the lives, and for Allie's live, I believe we were watching, and yeah, it's a lot. This is a very very sad situation. It's almost, it reminds me a lot of Rebecca Harrow and Jake Harrow with their baby Emmanuel in California, and
But I'm
also
hoping I'm hoping it doesn't turn out like that just because we still haven't
me
found
too.
baby Hannah.
I know, and that one really got to me.
And I can't.
I'm gonna cry talking about that one.
Yes,
It's so
leave
sad.
these babies to rest. Give them a resting spot. They were taken too early, and give them a spot so they can still be visited and celebrated. And yeah, I know I'm getting emotional because I can't. Um,
Just to clarify, there, like I said, Drama Talk does follow it. You can go to the county, to the county clerk, and you can request transcripts. Anybody can, that is available to the public for the ones that are local here. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to pop in and say that.
no,
I
you're
really
good.
hope that everybody can go on and just shed light on all these cases. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, there's so many theories, and I try not to even voice my own thoughts, but I really, really, really am hoping for this baby to come home. I
Yeah.
mean,
That
as
would
sad as
be
it sounds, I kind of do hope that it's bigger, because if it is a bigger situation than just Becca, then that means that at least there's a little bit of experience in birthing babies. So, I mean, that gives the baby a better chance,
yeah.
unfortunately. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so, all of it is so, there's a good side to it and there's a bad side to it. And then there's a lot that there's only bad.
Since you're from the area and you know the area better than someone who like me who doesn't have any idea about the area, when you're and I'm not asking you to speculate on like the murder or anything like that. Do you think the baby being missing is what situation do you think that is? Do you think that baby could have been sold into something? Or I don't know the area. I don't know as far as like, are there rings down there? Are there people would accept the baby for a payment? Like, do you think that's a possibility in that area?
I feel like in just my speculation, and obviously everything I say is alleged, um, there is a lot of commotion in the state of Michigan for many different illegal um, areas, if you understand what I'm saying. There is activity in Michigan. There's a lot that happens in Michigan. Michigan is a vacation state. Michigan is pure Michigan. It's the beautiful home of Cherry Festival, Mushroom Festival. I mean, a lot does get, you know, pushed under the rug a little bit, or not as spotlighted as a lot of the locals feel like, because I mean, it is a tourist state. We have a
It
very
is.
beautiful state, and if they shine light on all this crime, like, people are going to be like, whoa, I mean, that state might be beautiful, but I don't want to go up there and get kidnapped and taken to wherever. You know what I'm saying? So they don't show a lot of that. But do I believe that there are bigger things within the state? Absolutely. Do I believe that there is potential that Rebecca could have been involved in those bigger things? I mean, I think we all feel that way. Um, do any of us know for a fact? No. The only thing that we
Right.
know for a fact is that she had connections with certain individuals that also have the same connections that people are bringing to the light. And whether or not those connections were hit or miss, like passing by, hey, hi, how's it going? Or if she was in the middle of it, we don't know. And we won't know, unfortunately.
Right. I think in my mind, as like when we're discussing the town or the people or the situation, everyone is talking about how this town is just so small and closed in and everybody knows each other. So I think for me, I'm trying to wrap my head around, so is it so small and closed that they couldn't have gotten away with that baby actually being in a different place? Or like you said, though, there's still, it branches out into a whole big situation, and areas of, this situation where it could potentially have gotten to that point. Am I making sense?
Yes. So, I mean, I don't know the population of where you live. I don't even know where you live. I don't even know you, honestly. But I mean, you have like Detroit. Detroit's huge.
And
Cadillac
I
is
think that when I think
extremely
Michigan, I
small.
think Detroit, right?
Right. Now, Cadillac is very small compared to that. Traverse City is very small compared to that. And don't get me wrong, we are expanding. And then outside of those, you've got the little towns, which you've got like Nissick, Buckley, Harrietta, Yuma, Matin, Fife Lake, McBain. I mean, these are all smaller towns of like population of 2,000 people or less. A lot of them are even 1,000 people and less.
Hmm.
And so, I mean, we know, if you go out grocery shopping, if there's certain people in a certain aisle, you just don't go down that aisle. You go down a different aisle. There are certain people in every town. I mean, I'm sure you could probably think in your neighborhood alone, there's probably at least one person that you suspect is on something or doing something illegal. It's
Right,
everywhere. It just, like I said, it's just Michigan is a tourist state. We don't get the light shown on the negative. We get the light shown on the positive, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong, because Michigan's not a bad state, but every
right,
state has these things. And we
right.
are a state that borders a different country. The
Hmm.
states that border different countries have more activity in them because of that fact right there.
Yep.
Because again, yeah,
That's Washington State. Like, there's Ted Bundy, Gary Ridgway, you know, a lot of unfortunate things. It's beautiful, but it's a dense place, and it's a playground where you can hide a body.
And you
yeah.
got to think it's all state land. 90% of my area, I mean, my home, our town is about probably 500 people. I own 57 acres, and over half of it is woods. Behind
Oh,
my property alone is another 300 acres of just state land, which also connects to all the rivers. You've got all these creeks. I mean, we're a glacial outplain. I mean, our state is nothing but water and swamps. And I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got dry land too, but
right.
we are a huge glacial outplain. It is all in Michigan isn't viewed as a trafficking state or a drug state. It is viewed
Right.
as a tourist state. So people, I mean, you don't know, you got a minivan and there's 6 people in it. You don't know if that's a family coming up to go to the waterfalls in the UP.
I think
We
that's
don't
why
know.
those of us who are not familiar with the area, that's what we think of it, is a tourist state. It's a nice, you know what I mean? So I think that when people are saying that there's so much of it going around, the rest of us who are not familiar with it, we don't see that. So I think that
Yeah, I
where it
saw
could
the
be, yeah,
area, and I was like, no way, that's such a it's a nice area. It's
yeah.
beautiful. So,
So,
you
but
know, you don't think, but it is that, there is every area that's beautiful
You don't know
has
the area well, you
its
wouldn't know.
places.
And yeah, and that's the rest of
with
us who are.
tourism comes crime. I'm sorry to say that, but with tourism comes crime. And for example, I myself have to drive at least 30 minutes one way in any direction to get to an actual grocery store. Now, there's Dollar Generals every 5 miles everywhere, but to get to an actual grocery store, it's 30 minutes for me, and no matter what direction I go to.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So,
wow.
like, there are all these lakes and stuff, but I mean, so like, just around me, we've got Manistee River, we've got Betsy River, we have 2 dams, which are within 5 mi or 10 miles of my house. We have so much hiking trails, nature trails. I mean, Michigan State Forest or Manistee State Forest is huge, and all of these trails. There's access from 2 tracks. There's access bike trails, ATV. I mean, it's all woods and stuff. And a lot of people are thinking like, oh, okay, Wexford County, and a lot of people thought that Wexford County was a town. No, that's a whole county. We have about probably 40 towns within Wexford County. It's yeah.
I just want to just quickly interrupt on this. This is a very interesting case. I watched this TikTok unfold, and it's almost like TikTok solved the case already.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if you look at the interview, from the state police and the sheriff at the same time when he asked if she was moved to that location, then if you notice, the state police immediately said, this is, in her direct quotes, she said, this is a moving case. So basically she let people know, like, yeah, her body was moved. So
Right. I definitely think it was moved because didn't they, you know what I mean? Like, it's not confirmed. However, I believe that it was moved because, I mean, didn't they already search that area as well?
but they also hinted toward this. Well, they couldn't. Okay, so they're saying that they could not identify if it was Rebecca, and they said that they had to go for autopsy to find out. So that means that her body was, let's say, I'm trying to find good words for this for TikTok, but not in the appropriate way a person would be found.
Well, not necessarily, because I do know that without an autopsy confirming, they're not supposed to say. I don't think that law enforcement is allowed to say, even if it looks like them and they know it's them, without the coroner or the medical examiner saying, yes, this is Rebecca Parks. I don't think that they're allowed to give that information to the public without the medical examiner backing it up. So I think that's why they said it. I don't know that necessarily meant that she was disfigured in any way.
She was not.
But they also
She was not. She was very pristine when she was found.
Dog, you're a little bit low. I'm struggling to hear you. So if you could speak up just a little bit.
Okay, all right, my bad. This case is, I live in Michigan, okay, and not in this place, and this is something that does not happen. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like this just doesn't happen. There also was another case like this where there was that missing girl that was in Muskegon where she was at the gas station. If you look into that. And she just came up.
Is that the one?
So this is the last kind of case that we have. Yeah.
Yeah. It is. I think, no one expects this to happen. This is definitely not one that happens very often anywhere.
I think that a lot of why Wexford County stepped back was because we don't get, for lack of better terms, as much action as these cities do.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, the only time they've even seen somebody deceased is in a vehicle accident, or, you know what I mean, normally a natural death. They aren't used to something so disgusting.
Yeah, but here's the biggest
and then so they
well, I'm just listen to me. When they were talking to Courtney live on TikTok, there was another lady. I think her name was Leah. I'm sorry. She was investigating this case pretty good. And anyway, when she was talking to Courtney, if you look at the TikTok, she said, the way she said it, she goes, she was all calm and everything, and she goes, "My daughter's never coming back home." You know, it's the way she said.
Yes.
I saw that.
That's what I'm talking about.
She was evil.
So I did a backlog. So I did a backlog from when I first seen it, and then what I did was I went from everything backwards instead of forward, instead of backward forward. I went from everything. I did a deep dive and I watched all the videos, and the way she said it, she was like, "She's never coming home." And then somebody said, "You know she's not coming home," and she's got a part of it. Period. Like
Yeah,
she
I
knows she's.
I believe so.
This is a really messed up case. And then they basically arrested everybody around him. And after they arrested everybody around him, that's when they went to the
Yeah,
property and took all the vehicles
yeah, yep.
So
And the
after
burnt
that fact.
barrel, and yeah, a lot of evidence came out after that. Yeah.
earlier, Dogtown, you had said that you believe that, social media is the one that found this girl, and you are absolutely 100% correct. I do think that there was a little bit of, I can't even say a little bit, there was a lack in the county department. I do know that they did take dogs out and they did search, but I feel like when they did that initial search, I don't feel that they believed that she was gone. They
Yeah.
believed she had taken off,
There was a
and
little
so they didn't
Exactly.
do
Yeah.
right. And I believe that that is why MSP stepped in. And again, this is all alleged, and this is just my beliefs. MSP stepped in because Wexford County had never seen something this horrific. Wexford County is, I mean, I'm sure that things like this have happened, in the past, but a lot of these people are new officers. They're, some of them are just coming out of training, and they're small town people, population 2,000 in lower. They're not used to the city life. They're not used to,
this kind of crime or investigation. Yeah.
right? So I feel like they kind of were all hit by a train, just like the rest of us. And we're like, oh, okay, MSP, please. Like, and I think that's why they stepped
Well,
in.
what I personally feel about the motive of this case is surrounding the baby. And what comes down to it is I think that she admitted who the baby belonged to. And whomever didn't like that, that's what I think.
What do you mean, whom the baby belonged to? As in the father, the paternity of the baby?
Yeah, because nobody knows. But
Nobody
she
knows who the
knows.
father is
Ish.
of the baby?
It could be. Okay, so here's the weird part about this whole situation is because I don't want to defame or say anything about how I perceive this case, but what I want to say is I want to say that Rebecca was a little loose about who she was with, if we understand this. And I believe that somebody found out that they were not the father of this baby. That's what
See,
I'm saying.
I don't know that I've heard that theory before. I'm not saying it's wrong. I don't know.
No, go
I
into
feel like,
go into it. Go into see. There's other.
no,
Just
I understand what you mean,
trust
but
me.
I feel like they're all literally intermingling with each other, like relationship wise and sexually. Um, I think that, yeah, I think
Right.
we were all kind of going around behind each other's backs. As far as Rich not being the father,
Yep.
though, I mean, I guess that's a possibility. Wouldn't he be a little pissed off? You know what I mean? You can't throw that theory out. I think that makes sense. Here you are
Right. And that's what.
thinking that you're
Yeah.
the father,
And
everyone
then that
is,
would.
your mom.
And most,
So here's
we
another
can
thing
also
too.
say, hold
Is
on really quick. Most intimate
yeah.
crimes are done by a partner, but who, that's just that's just what I'm saying. But again, it's a theory. Don't know for sure.
But then
There are
that would
so
make
many
Rich.
theories.
Strictly. It
But
is
then that
strictly
would make
theory.
Rich the
Nobody.
potential suspect. But I feel like I really do believe they all played a part and were all involved. I don't know why. I mean, I'm thinking it's possible Kimmy slept with Rich and was upset that she was pregnant. Who knows? But I definitely think that's a possibility. You
Right.
can't put that out.
I feel like normally the simplest answer is almost always correct, and there are some speculations and theories on this case. Ultimately, I do feel, and this is just my personal opinion, I do feel like this was a crime of passion. I think that it was somebody snapped, and I think that the others involved were potentially there. And like I said, this is just a theory. I do feel like the mom probably snapped, and all of these people have been in such. I mean, she's had a hold on these people, and it's hard to explain. It's like a trauma bond. Like, she's controlled these people, and when they say jump, they say she said, or when she says jump, they say how high. And I almost feel like she had a rage, and somebody was lost in that rage, and these other people were witnesses, and she made them help her cover it up. That is what I believe.
I do. I agree with you. I think that there was an altercation and it had something to do with the fact that everyone was sleeping with Rebecca's baby daddy. I think there was some kind of blow up and that's how this went down. And I agree with you. I think they're all involved or witness or have hidden things. I think, yeah, 100%.
I think Rich sleeping with everybody plays a big part in everything. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I definitely think that all of our theories are partially correct. I mean, in every bit of their lives, there was a little bit of truth. We just don't know what that little bit of truth was. I mean, you've got speculation on money, you've got speculation on jealousy, you have speculation on rugs, you have speculation on traffic. There's so many, and there's so many factual evidence to support all of these theories, and that's where everybody's running into the problem.
Well, here's another one too.
Go ahead.
So hold on. There's another one too. Is the reason why they got Rich was because they actually set him up with a methamphetamine deal. Okay, so they needed to detain him, but they couldn't detain him on the premise that they wanted
Say
to
math.
because there was no.
Say math instead of METH.
So they found out that his math was mathin', and they set him up on a deal. And so here's the thing: is he was dealing this whole time. So you have to understand, when people are in this circle of, that mathin' is mathin', and they have to understand that girls around that circle will do anything for that math. Okay, and so that has a lot.
It's not just the female time. It's everybody. It's not just females. Sorry.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing that out there as a thing. Okay, I've been around people who do this stuff. I mean, not personally, been like in their circle, but outside the circle, looking in, and it's usually the men who control the math. The women will flock in certain circumstances. Okay,
I see where you're going.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I think
so. That's how they detained him.
Yeah.
By setting him up with that, because they've been wanting him anyway. But now he finally got in the limelight where they're like, okay, well, let's pull this guy in. And that's how they got a chance to do that. They set him up with that so they could get him detained and see if he would start talking. And as soon as he got involved, and all of a sudden you're seeing other people start getting snatched up, and vehicles starting getting towed, and properties searched. And you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I see where you're going with this. Yeah,
I really did a deep dive. I'm all the way on the outside. I'm really on the outside. I just sat back last night and I watched hours and hours of multiple people on TikTok just pressing this.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. It really does. Hey, Mandy.
Hey, so here's my theory on that. We don't know the timeline of when Rebecca came into the circle, if you will, of the mess. We do know she was with the adoptive mom. How close was the adoptive parents to the circle? Did they know each other? How did she get caught up in it? That's number one.
That's what I was trying to find out yesterday.
Yes. So
was that there was no relationship
So
between Stephanie and Courtney in that
the
group.
adoptive parents don't know anything about what was going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so right. So which
They
leads into this.
they
Court
just know that their baby girl was caught. So here's the thing: is baby girl was always going back to her mother and her sister, regardless of the fact. Okay, it that's what
Becca
was.
Becca
Hey,
had a
the
great
charges are in, by the way. The
What?
charges are in. Hollow Mom, can you email Ivory at ivoryroseknows@gmail.com so she can read
Y'all,
them?
oh my God. Breaking news. Make sure y'all tap and share this live.
Wow.
What is it?
Okay,
Tell
email
us.
me. I'll let you
Becca's
know.
adoptive family did ask to be respectfully left alone if you see them out. I'm sure you've probably seen that clip. They are very
Yes.
sweet
Seen
people.
that.
Becca had an amazing childhood. They are very, very sweet people.
Yeah, she
And
was
it wasn't until
yes,
Becca was
sweet.
almost an adult, 17-ish, and that is when she got back she wanted to know who her mom was. She wanted a
So,
relationship with her mom.
so let me ask you, who reached
And
out
her
to who
sister.
that you know? Was it the girls that reached out to Courtney to get in contact, or was it the other way?
I do not
I
know
want to
that
say. I
answer
want to
for a
say it's the other way
fact.
around.
I do not know that answer for a fact. There is
I would say that.
speculation. It was Courtney first, but like I said, there's a lot. Nothing's been proven.
Okay,
Right.
so that leads into my next thing. So once the girls get in the circle, because the mom was in the circle of rugs and distribution and whatever, however far the rugs go. How it goes when you get in that circle, does anybody think maybe because she came from a well brought up family, this adopted, bless their heart family was raising the girls good? They didn't know that type of lifestyle. Once she got in it, they both were sold. It wasn't their choice, I don't believe, to sleep around and be loose. They didn't know all that type of lifestyle, but they
Right.
got brought into it
Right.
because maybe the mother owed
Exactly.
some people.
That's what
Ivory,
I was thinking.
they
What's
emailed
up?
you. Can you read those charges that
I don't have an
Brad
email.
from Gmail?
Nope. Ivy Rose knows now.
Let me. Hollow Mom sent it in the other chat.
No, but if you could see them, do you want to read them?
Yeah, I have to go back and forth, but
Oh, she said she just barely sent it.
he was
Okay, hold
one
on.
charge of homicide.
Who was charged with the homicide?
Bradley.
Myself,
Bradley.
yeah.
Bradley was charged with homicide.
One count of conspiracy to commit unaliving. One count
So,
of assault on a pregnant individual.
wow.
One count of removing dead bodies.
Whose charges is this one? Is this Brad's?
This is
Brad.
Brad.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, one count of
Yeah, that's the stepdad.
unlawful imprisonment. One count of unlawful imprisonment.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
And also, he was charged as a habitual offender. That's Brad's.
And
And
Courtney's.
that's the stepdad, correct?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
The mother's boyfriend,
Now, when I seen his
Yes.
thing, yes, when you seen
not
that,
Becca's dad.
when he specifically asked him when on the road, when you seen that, and they said, "What about, how do you feel about this and this?" And he goes, "Well, I never got along with her, and they never got along with me." And the way he said it, I was like, dude, I knew it. And then they moved it. You know,
Did you
this is
Wait,
fucked up.
did you get the email yet?
oh no, I haven't. Are there any
No.
other?
Let me send it again.
And here's the weird part. Why I say that TikTok solved this case. this is awesome, actually, that TikTok did solve this case for the live feeds. Period. Period.
So the charges, I'm going to
Just
go over the
hands down.
charges. 1 second. I'm going to go over the charges one more time for Brad while she's sending me the other ones. Bradley Bartholomew has been charged with 1 count of homicide, 1 count of conspiracy to commit homicide, 1 count of torture, 1 count of conspiracy to commit torture, 1 count of assault on a pregnant individual, 1 count of conspiracy to assault a pregnant individual, 1 count of unlawful imprisonment, 1 count of removing dead bodies without consent, and was also charged as a habitual offender. Bond has been denied.
Yeah.
I knew it. And the mom knew about it. The sister knew about it.
They held her
And
as a
Rich knew
prisoner
about
and
it.
tortured her.
The fact, though,
And that's why
that
they couldn't. Yep.
the fact, though, that there's only 1 charge leads me to believe, is it a possibility that that baby is alive?
Not just that.
Okay, so
There's
that's a,
confirmation
Wait,
that
wait.
baby.
What did Courtney do? Did her charges come in yet?
No, I have not seen Courtney's yet. Hollow Mom, I know, is looking out.
Think how she told him, get back in the house. Remember how she told him that during one of the lives? What was her part? What did she coerce him to do? I believe just her demeanor says she held more.
she leg. She
It
has
says
one leg.
moved
You
dead
know what I'm
body
saying? She
without
can't.
consent. I feel like they moved her dead body. I don't think they're speaking about a baby here. I don't
Hold on,
see
because
anything.
they said in the comments, Nellie Belly said it says bodies plural.
Let me see.
Oh.
1 count of conspiracy to commit. 1 count of assault on a pregnant individual. 1 count of removing dead bodies without consent. But I don't know if they're just saying that as.
No,
I don't
because
know.
he moved.
I don't know
He
if
moved
that
the body.
photo means anything.
Listen, after
Because
whomever, I already knew this. That
if
they
the
moved
baby
the body
died,
because they already.
that would be a murder. I feel like that would be a murder charge.
Are they not counting the baby because the baby was not born, possibly?
No. No, well, it would still be a fetal charge. It would still be a demise. You would still be charged with that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's got 2. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just, I don't know.
What's Courtney's charges? Nellie, can you come up?
Are her charges there too? Hold on. Yeah, tell Nellie to come up if she's not in.
Where are you at, Nellie? I just sent you an invite if you want to come up if you're able to.
No, I'm just seeing Brad's right now.
Hey,
Nellie.
okay,
Hey.
so I just pulled up her charges, and it says Courtney Bartholomew has been charged with 1 count of premeditated homicide, 1 count of homicide, felony murder, 1 count of torture, 1 count of conspiracy to commit torture, 1 count of assault on a pregnant individual, causing a miscarriage or stillbirth.
Oh my God.
Wow, just 1 count of conspiracy to intentionally assault an individual causing miscarriage or stillbirth, 1 count of unlawful imprisonment, and 1 count of removal of dead bodies without consent. Bond has been denied. That's horrible. To do that to your
I'm
own
gonna mute for a second.
Yeah, it's awful. That's really bad. Really bad.
I'm telling you, it's because they found out who the baby belonged to.
So that if they, that means the baby is gone. Where is the baby? That baby needs to be given to the family, to Rebecca's family, to be laid to rest. Or however they want to do it. That baby needs to be
You know, there's
torture,
not enough life sentences
imprisonment.
to give to
That,
someone.
and you know, I don't even know what to say right now.
All I knew is I knew when I watched that deep dive last night, I knew what happened. And it's crazy that TikTok, you know what? This is what TikTok is supposed to be for now. Now that I'm thinking about it, you know, TikTok is supposed to, you know, they say it's supposed to be for these stupid dances and stuff, but nope. TikTok solved a murder mystery, a real one.
You know, it's the premeditated murder that got me.
I don't, but okay, so I don't know how all that stuff works, you know, but like I said, I really do feel that the motive was close to heart for somebody when they found out. They probably cornered her and said, "Who's this baby?" You know, and she probably said, "I did this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this." What if it was the stepdad's baby? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not leave it out there. But he found out and was like, "Oh my god!" Or
Well,
just
if there was
think
any
about it.
placenta near anything that they found, you can guarantee they're checking, they'll get DNA.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and they have everybody now.
That's that's crazy. Imprisonment.
It absolutely makes me disgusted
How?
that they went on social media and lied.
I
Disgusted.
I want to know how she
They
was
had to.
tortured. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, so basically, what I'm getting from that, you know, let's just talk about that real quick. Is what I'm getting from it is they held her. They knew where she was the whole time. They probably, you know, I don't even want to talk about it
You
actually
know,
because it's just really.
they could have held her for 20 minutes. They could have held her for 10 days. Um, my whole thing is they all knew. They all knew. Rich knew where the baby mama was. Tim knew what was happening. They're all equally as guilty. No one stepped in to help the girl.
What the mom knew. As soon as I heard that TikTok on there when they were at the side of the road and when she was yelling from the house, going, "My daughter will never come home again,"
We all knew.
and it
Once
was
we
like,
We're
heard that,
we're
"Oh, I
we're not
yeah,
going to call her a mother or a mom. She was a carrier. That is not a mother. A mother does not
right
harm.
An incubator.
now." So here's another one that keeps popping up. Is what I for something that I seen. There was somebody threw around an inheritance of some sorts, and I don't understand where that comes from.
that came
I
from
don't really think
Courtney's
that the
mother,
money
right?
was the money.
No, I don't think so either.
So
It is alleged that the
no.
property that Courtney sits on, her grandmother lives next door. Courtney's mother used to live there. Courtney came in, took over. Grandmother was not able to remove her out. That's where the alleged money comes from her burning down the trailer, allegedly.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Can someone just said,
I
can we
see.
reread Courtney's charges? Nellie Belly, can you reread Courtney's charges, please?
Is there any way to put them up, possibly?
Let me try. Let me do that.
Let me give you the big box.
Now, what
How do
about
how
Rich? Is there any charges on Rich?
Rich, so his charges so far have not changed.
It's unrelated so far.
Unrelated.
can you
And
let's see.
Kimberly's is so Courtney Bartholomew has been charged with 1 count of premeditated homicide, 1 count of homicide, felony murder, 1 count of torture, 1 count of conspiracy to commit torture, 1 count of assault on a pregnant individual causing a miscarriage or stillbirth, 1 count of conspiracy to intentionally assault an individual causing miscarriage or stillbirth, 1 count of unlawful imprisonment, and 1 count of removal of dead bodies without consent.
Okay, so the baby is not alive.
No.
He says
No.
without consent.
Well, the removal of dead bodies without consent can be they moved it from one place to another.
Yeah.
Right.
They
And
did
that might
for sure.
explain, and this is just a theory, but it might explain why there was carpet taken up and but just to sit there, I feel they all did that poor baby and Rebecca such an injustice to, even if you didn't do the act, to sit there idly by and not go tell somebody. Like, I don't care if it's my worst enemy. I want them to have justice, and I want them, to have dignity. And to sit here on social media and point fingers at each other for hours, going on panels, it is absolutely disgusting. And that shows you just the kind of people that they are. It's disgusting.
What this poor girl went through in the last minutes, hours of her life is
And I feel heartbroken for Courtney's son, the minor that was in the home. I feel
what
absolutely
might have been,
heartbroken for him.
let's be real, could have possibly have been around. And at 14, what do you do? But, I mean, Kim,
Right.
Yeah, you can't. I don't fault him because he's a kid and he was probably scared.
listen, I don't
As
want to hear anybody tell me that they were too scared to get help. I don't, I'm sorry, that doesn't justify not helping your sister or the baby mama or whatever. I think they all knew that happened. And that makes sense now with Kimberly's um, charge of reporting a false felony or whatever. Well, because you know that she wasn't missing, because you knew exactly where she was. You all knew, and you did not step in
Yeah.
to help. I don't care if you like her. I don't care if you're her bestie. I don't care who you are to her. They are just as equally guilty for not helping. How do you stand back? I would risk my life to help anybody because I could not sit and watch that happen to anybody, not even my worst enemy. I would absolutely risk it all to help someone. How do you not when they're being tortured and literally like, what? I lose faith in humanity like so much more. It's wild.
Failed her. Everybody failed her. Sad.
So I just talked to Allie, and it was pretty rough. What she witnessed, the judge did tell her to. Well, he didn't know. The judge, she didn't record it. Jax did record it. Allie said that she's glad she did not record it. She doesn't want. She said it was pretty horrific. The details that they went into the courtroom. She's taken a few minutes for herself, and then she will be on. Obviously, you guys all already know the charges, and I'm sure that Jax can provide some answers. To my knowledge, Jax does have the full recording of everything, and to my knowledge, she will be displaying that somehow. Just everybody, please, sit down and take a minute before you listen to any of that.
You know,
Okay.
I kind of get the emotion though because I'm not from there. I don't know these people, and my heart's broken. So, in defense
Well,
of
I can tell you
people
this
like
much.
us, I'm going to be in her defense as well. When you are that close to the place and the people, I,
It's
my,
disgusting.
my
Those
heart
people need
goes
to
out
rot in
to
hell.
you. Yeah,
They
yeah,
need to rot in hell. They need to go to jail or they need worse than jail.
yeah.
And I am
Well, I can tell
disgusted
you
that
this
that's
much.
even part of our community.
So Jax is live right now.
You know, for growing up in Michigan, you know, and being close to this area, this is not something that just fucking happens every day. All right. Now,
Yeah.
it's
Jax is live right
this
now.
is stuff
Yes.
that, you know, is just like, wow. That's all
You
that's
know what, guys?
We don't
Let's
do
all
that. We
go
don't.
over to. Can you send it to me, guys? Let's all go over to Jax and show her. Shit, had that have been hard to watch.
Yes,
Let's go
ma'am.
live and everyone absolutely be respectful. Go in and give some support. Don't ask questions right away. Let her get her you know her self.
Composure and
So
We're gonna go.
Jax
where are we going
S.
over to?
I'll follow you and then I'll send that to you. How about that?
Chef is also in Jax's live. I don't know if anyone follows Chef Talks, but he is currently in there. So if you have him, you should be able to link over to Jax.
Whatever it is, just somebody please send me something that I can get over there. Okay.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
All right, guys. I will
Okay, I'm
meet
gonna
you
do that
over
right now.
there. All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'll see you over there.
Thank you, Ivory.